My phone won't stop buzzing. I stare at the screen, watching notification after notification flood in like a digital tsunami I can't escape. Sarah, please call me back. Mom's voicemail from an hour ago. What the hell happened? Text from my bridesmaid Lisa. Everyone's talking about it on Facebook. Another text from someone whose number I don't even recognize. I throw my phone face down on the couch and pull a pillow over my head. 3 days ago, I was Sarah Mitchell, the girl everyone wanted to be. Perfect marketing job, perfect fiancé, perfect wedding planned down to the last centerpiece. Now I'm just the girl who destroyed everything in one night. My phone buzzes again. Emma's name flashes on the screen. Sarah, we need to talk. Please. I can't face her yet. She was there that night. She saw whatever happened at that club, whatever led to me waking up in a stranger's hotel room with no memory and photos on social media that make me look like someone I don't recognize. The worst part? I don't even remember most of it. I remember the Bachelorette party, the club, those guys from the bachelor party at the table next to ours. I remember laughing at their jokes, accepting their drinks. But after that? Nothing, until I opened my eyes in a bed that wasn't mine, next to a man whose name I had to ask twice. Jake, he said, grinning like we shared some secret. Last night was amazing. But I couldn't remember last night. I still can't. David found out because someone took photos. In this Instagram world, nothing stays private for long. Now everyone thinks they know who I really am. I trusted you with everything. David's words echo in my head as I fold my clothes into cardboard boxes. He's at work, but he left me a post-it note on our kitchen counter. Be gone by tonight. 4 years together, reduced to a sticky note. I keep replaying our conversation from yesterday. The way his face crumpled when he showed me those photos on his phone. The way his voice broke when he asked, "Was I not enough for you?" I had no answer because honestly, I don't know why I did it, if I even did it. The apartment door opens and my sister Jess walks in without knocking. She starts loading boxes into her car with mechanical precision, her jaw set tight. Are you going to say anything? I ask. What do you want me to say? She doesn't look at me. Mom and Dad are devastated. The wedding was supposed to be in 2 weeks. Do you have any idea how humiliated they are? I know. Do you? Because they've been fielding calls all morning from relatives asking what happened. Aunt Margaret saw it on Facebook. Facebook, Sarah. I sink onto my former couch. I didn't mean for this to happen. But it did happen. Jess finally looks at me, and her eyes are red. You chose this. You chose to get so drunk you ended up in some random guy's bed. Before I can respond, Emma appears in the doorway. She looks terrible, pale, shaky, like she hasn't slept. Sarah, we need to talk about that night, she says quietly. There's something you don't remember. I can't handle any more revelations today, I whisper. This is important. Not today, Emma. Please. She nods but doesn't leave. I'm not going anywhere, okay? When you're ready. I wish I could disappear entirely. It's 2 a.m. and Emma and I are sitting in her kitchen, sharing a bottle of wine that's making everything feel slightly less devastating. You didn't sleep with him, Emma says for the 3rd time. I look up from my glass. What? Jake, you didn't sleep with him. You passed out in that hotel room and he... She takes a shaky breath. He took advantage. Those photos were staged. The world tilts. What are you saying? Emma pulls out her phone with trembling hands. I have a video. I took it when I found you. She shows me the screen. I'm unconscious, fully clothed, and this man, Jake, is positioning my limp body while someone else takes photos. Oh my God. My voice comes out as a whisper. I should have stopped it sooner, Emma says, tears streaming down her face. But I was drunk too, and it happened so fast. By the time I realized what was happening and started recording, they already had their shots. Rage fills every cell in my body. You're telling me I was assaulted and framed? Yes. Then why didn't we go to the police immediately? Because you were unconscious, and when you woke up you didn't remember, and I was scared and drunk and I thought maybe no one would believe us. I stare at the video, watching this stranger violate my unconscious body for photos. We have to show David. Sarah, he needs to know the truth. Will it matter? Emma asks gently. The damage is already done. Everyone thinks you cheated. David's already moved on emotionally. He's staying with his brother Mike. My phone buzzes with another unknown number. The text reads, Home Wrecker. Someone posted about this on Facebook, I say numbly. Now strangers are messaging me. I'm so sorry, Emma whispers. This is all my fault. No, I say firmly. This is Jake's fault. And whoever helped him. And every person sharing those photos without knowing the truth. But even as I say it, I wonder, will the truth even matter now? I'm sitting across from David in our old coffee shop, my laptop open between us. Emma's video plays on the screen for the third time. David closes the laptop and stares at his hands. The silence stretches until I can't breathe. Why didn't you tell me this immediately? He finally asks. Because I didn't remember, I say, hating how defensive I sound. Because I was ashamed and confused, and when you showed me those photos, I thought maybe I had done something terrible. More silence. A couple at the next table glances over, probably recognizing us from the social media drama. This changes everything and nothing, David says slowly. What does that mean? You didn't cheat, but you put yourself in that situation. You got so drunk you couldn't protect yourself. You went to a club without telling me, drank until you blacked out, ended up in some stranger's hotel room. His words hit like physical blows. So this is still my fault? I'm saying, I don't know who you are anymore. His eyes are different, not angry, but distant. The Sarah I fell in love with wouldn't have made those choices. She would have been home by midnight, texting me updates, being responsible. So because I wanted to have fun at my bachelorette party, I deserved to be assaulted? That's not what I'm saying. It's exactly what you're saying. David runs his hands through his hair. I don't know what I'm saying. I just know that everything feels different now. This doesn't fix us, Sarah. It just changes the reason we're broken. He stands up, leaving me alone with my cold coffee and the crushing realization that sometimes the truth isn't enough. Trauma affects everyone differently, Dr. Martinez explains during our third session. Your brain might have blocked out the memory as a protective mechanism. I'm learning new vocabulary, dissociation, victim blaming, secondary trauma, words I never thought would apply to my life. How are you handling the social fallout? She asks. Badly. I shift in her chair. Some friends believe me, others think I'm making excuses. Lisa, one of my bridesmaids, said, even if that's true, you still got yourself into that situation. How does that make you feel? Like I'm being punished twice, once by Jake and again by everyone who thinks I deserved it. Dr. Martinez nods. It's common for assault victims to face secondary victimization from their support systems. After therapy, I drive to Jess's house where I've been staying. Emma is waiting on the porch with groceries and a worried expression. How was therapy? She asks as we unpack food in the kitchen. Educational. I'm apparently experiencing complex trauma responses. I keep thinking about all the things I should have done differently that night, Emma says quietly. Emma, stop. This isn't your fault. I should have watched you more closely. I should have stopped you from drinking so much. You're not my keeper. We work in silence until Emma asks, Did you ever find out more about Jake? Actually, yes. I pull out my laptop. He's a pharmaceutical sales rep, married with 2 kids, and based on his social media, this isn't his first time. Emma looks at the screen showing Jacket. These photos from various cities, always at bachelor parties, always with different women who look intoxicated. Sarah, you need to report this. Who's going to believe me? It's my word against his, and everyone already thinks I'm a liar. The other women might come forward if they know they're not alone. I stare at Jake's photos, wondering how many lives he's destroyed. Maybe you're right. I'm buying groceries when someone calls my name across the produce section. I turn to see Patricia, David's mom, approaching with a concerned expression. My first instinct is to run, but she reaches me before I can escape. Sarah, honey. She pulls me into a hug that catches me completely off guard. Emma told me what really happened. I'm so sorry. I fight back tears. I thought you'd hate me. Hate you? Sweetheart, what was done to you was horrible. I'm furious at the man who hurt you and anyone who's blaming you for it. We walk toward the checkout together. How's David? Struggling, she admits. He loves you, but he's hurt and confused. His father and I raised him to protect people he cares about, and he feels like he failed you. This perspective hadn't occurred to me. I never thought about it that way. He's staying with Mike, and honestly, his brother isn't giving him the best advice. Mike thinks David should move on and find someone more stable. His words, not mine. The revelation stings, but explains a lot. Mike never liked me, always thought I was too career-focused, too independent. Give him time, Patricia says, squeezing my hand. But don't give up. Real love is worth fighting for. That evening, Jess calls me to the front door. Someone's here for you. A woman stands on the porch, holding a manila folder and looking nervous. Are you Sarah Mitchell? She asks. Yes. I'm Michelle Henderson, Jake's wife. She holds up the folder. I think my husband hurt you, and you're not the first. My legs nearly give out. What? Can we talk? I have evidence. We sit in Jess's living room as Michelle opens the folder, revealing photos, social media screenshots, and what looks like a private investigator's report. I suspected something was wrong with his overnight business trips, she explains. When I saw your story circulating online, I knew you were telling the truth because I've seen this pattern before. She shows me photos of Jake with different women in different cities, always at parties, always with women who look intoxicated. There are at least 6 other women, maybe more. Oh my God. I'm filing for divorce and custody of my children. But first, I want to help you get justice. These women deserve to know what really happened to them. Michelle hands me the folder. Jake needs to face consequences for what he's done. Detective Rivera looks through Michelle's folder with increasing concern. This is a strong case, she says, but I need to be honest about the challenges. Multiple states, alcohol involved, photography evidence. Defense attorneys will try to blame the victims. I understand the risks, I say, but look at these other women. She shows me photos and stories. Amanda from Phoenix, whose engagement ended after similar photos surfaced. Jessica from Atlanta, who lost her job when compromising images appeared online. Maria from Denver, whose husband divorced her despite her protests of innocence. Jake destroyed all these lives systematically, I continue. No one stopped him because his victims were too ashamed to speak up. Or didn't remember clearly what happened, Detective Rivera adds. Exactly. I want to press charges. These women deserve justice. As we leave the police station, my phone rings. David's name appears on the screen, his first call in 3 weeks. Sarah, I heard about the police report, he says when I answer. Mom told me you're pressing charges. I am. A long pause. I've been talking to a counselor too, about us, about what happened, about my reaction. My heart pounds. And? I realized I blamed you for being victimized, and that wasn't fair. I was angry and hurt, and I took it out on you instead of the person who actually hurt you. His words feel like balm on wounds I didn't know were still bleeding. But David, let me finish. I also realize we both have healing to do before we figure out if there's still an us. This situation has shown me things about both of us, how we handle crisis, what we prioritize when everything falls apart. He pauses, and I hear him take a shaky breath. I want to try again, Sarah, but I want to do it right this time. What does that mean? It means starting over, no assumptions, no expectations, just 2 people who love each other trying to build something real. I close my eyes, feeling hope for the first time in weeks. I'd like that too. 6 months later, I'm sitting in Dr. Martinez's office, but this time, David is beside me. Couples counseling wasn't in our original wedding plans, but trauma has a way of revealing what relationships are really built on. How are you both feeling about the trial starting next week? Dr. Martinez asks. Jake's case finally made it to court after 3 more women came forward. The prosecution feels confident, but I'm terrified to face him publicly. Scared but ready, I admit. David reaches over and squeezes my hand. I'll be there every day. We'll get through it together. Our relationship isn't the same as before. It's deeper in some ways, more fragile in others. We've learned things about each other that might have taken years of marriage to discover, compressed into months of crisis. I've been thinking about Emma's original maid of honor speech, I tell David as we walk to our cars after therapy. She was going to talk about how perfect our love story was, how we never fought or had real problems. David laughs, but it's not bitter anymore. That would have been a pretty boring speech. Our story isn't perfect, but it's real now. We've seen each other at our worst, and we're still choosing to stay. He stops walking and turns to face me. When we do get married, and I believe we will, it'll be because we've already survived the worst thing we can imagine. You think we'll make it? I think we're stronger than we were before. Not because of what happened to you, but because of how we're choosing to handle it now. I think about the girl I was 6 months ago, so focused on having a perfect wedding that I lost sight of building a real marriage. That girl is gone, and while I mourn the innocence I lost, I don't miss her naivety. I love you, I say simply. I love you too. The real you, not T. The perfect version we were both trying to create. As we drive away in separate cars, we're taking the rebuilding slowly. I realize that sometimes the worst things that happen to us can also become the foundation for something better, something true. The trial will be difficult, but I'm not facing it alone anymore. And for the first time since that horrible night, that feels like enough.